These are the best memes, discussions, questions, and pictures from r/Stellaris from the past month. Let's check them out. Why is there an anime girl in my galaxy? This is starting off with a bang. Are we actually going to get like full map art with galaxies? This would be incredible. I am not a weeb. I have no idea what this is from. It's probably quite a famous anime. It's pretty cool though, the level of detail. Someone needs to make a script that animates the entire video. If it can display a color, it will eventually display bad apple. Someone did this in EU4. What? That's insane. So I'm guessing it's an anime music video, and someone said it was posted the next day. No. How? Okay, that's incredible. That is incredible. They've used them as like pixels of the map color. Fair play. They created Hyprong, made a custom mod that renders bad apple and stars by assigning regions based on the corresponding pixel color. As far as I can tell, this has not been done before. This video is a bit jittery as the frame times are a tad inconsistent in Stellaris. Until 3,668 custom events with the event file reaching a total size of 120 megabytes. The mod can be found here if you, for whatever reason, want to replicate it. Be warned, it takes 40 gigabytes of RAM to run. That's incredible. Oh, more map art, the Hornet from that cool indie game that I've never played. Can I defeat the Hornet in Stellaris? We'll see. What can me and my dad do about this? 44 million aberrant power. So me and my dad have been doing this run of Stellaris for a while. We entered the center system, had the ships defending it die, and we've now come back into the system after building up to find this. This absolute mess is ruining our FPS. We just want to know a way to get rid of this abomination so we can return to playing normally. Hug each other and cry is the first comment. It is kind of sweet you were playing with your dad. Maybe you're strong enough. I don't know the year. It's quite hard to tell. But it's possible to defeat. You just needed to prepare for it, and I don't know your fleet powers. Hopefully you have enough. To be fair, X-slot arc emitter battleships, the ones that pierce shield and armor, destroy the unbidden fleets. So if you have them and you can stay at range, you could probably defeat them with maybe half the power. So you only need 20 million. Good luck. Well, these worlds clearly have a history. Seemed lonely, seemed friendly. I'm putting down a devouring swarm and found these planets. And a few years later, they put a ring on it. One seems lonely, one seems friendly. They're a perfect complement. Opposites attract. Is this a tall build? Yes. The ultimate tall build. We have seen it. What a beautiful snaking line. To be fair, you've probably got trapped in a lot of systems that you can expand to later on. I do love expanding in this way. My biotrophies want to help. Who watches the watchers? In the geomagnetic storm, there's a warning. Biotrophies are displaying anomalous behavior, while most express annoyance at the reduced capacities of their mechanical servitors. Small percentage and are helping their servitors execute routine tasks, citing pity and sympathy as motivation for their actions. They're now calling for the institution of a care home to watch over their malfunctioning caretakers. Preemptive analysis suggests indulging the biotrophies will have a positive impact on their sense of self-worth, but may also expose them to unforeseen dangers. Request approved, request denied. I love these sort of events in the game. With the robots start misfiring, but you have the biotrophy civic, so you get a custom event with it. There's so much lore and flavor to the game. Help locked in. As Mind Wardens, is this usual to be cut off from the rest of the galaxy? No, but it does spawn you at the edge. However, wait, they do not have a hyperlane out. They are literally in their own cluster. This is the dream start. If this is vanilla, this is insane. But honestly, you don't have to build ships. You can just tech rush. You can just make your economy really strong. They have 4 planets and 2 that can be terraformed. They've got some dig sites. And honestly, you can just spam tech. Like, I'd literally just fully tech rush. You've got max fleets. You don't need them. You do not need them. Once you get jump drives, you can leave, but nobody can come in unless they jump drive. But AIs don't usually use it. You could just rush Cosmogenesis and get a free win. All players the protectors from here. There's so much you can do with this. Being locked in is a good thing. Are you serious, Stellaris? Whispers in the void, suicide. Though the secrets imparted to us by the Whisperers are of great use, some of them are also of disturbing individualistic nature. Being exposed to such deviancy for a prolonged period of time has led legendary commander Zargagal to separate themselves from the collective, leaving behind only their decayed husk. Now, if you don't know who Zargagal is, it's from Saving the Formless. You get a tier 10 commander with Space Bender, Psychic. They're just very good, so they got very unlucky to just lose them and you cannot get them back. Again, you gotta love the game because it's not afraid to just completely screw you over. My take on a Genocidal corporate civic, instantly gratified speculators. Oh, okay, yeah, we don't have one of those in the corporate. It doesn't really work too well with the way corporates work, but let's give it a read. This mega corporate economy is structured in such a way it demands perpetual, unending growth for its survival. No employee may break, no market shall shrink, no cost too great. Then get ship build cost reduction, more ship build speed, less ship hull, less upkeep, more naval capacity, less army costs, more army speed, less morale and less health, less upkeep, and 100% subject integration speed. You're genocidal, so you can't establish diplomatic pacts with non-subjects, but you can release sectors as subjects. Subsidiaries must contribute all possible resource types. They also must have integrated permitted. Gain basic resource from purging pops. If no xenopops are available, able to purge the main species starting from worker strata. Cannot use Ministry of State Council position. Gain access to nominee director council position, +2 ruler upkeep and -4% and worker upkeep per level. This seems quite good, but it's quite similar to the other ones. Not necessarily, because you can still do subjugation, I'm guessing. What I'd love is for this to be more like you sap subjects dry, which this is kind of going towards, but maybe go even more. Like maybe some bonuses to subjugation. Maybe you get a subjugation war goal from the start, so you don't have to be stronger than them. And then you take them, and maybe you can purge your subjects, or with the integration speed, you can integrate them in. So like the civic would be purely about draining other people's economies to grow your own economy. It's a good idea though. Being saved in 3, 2, 1. Use ascendancy. Terrible. That's right, the High Fallen Empire awakened as a terrible. Now, I did actually ask if they wanted to send me the save, which you can send me disaster saves too. I believe they managed to save it because they never actually sent me the save, which is great. They managed to save it themselves. There will be save and save videos coming soon. I had some other videos that took priority over them, but I do want to try and get that series going. So if you do have saves, make sure to send it to stellarissaves@gmail.com. I have more information down in the description, sort of format, what information I need. Be greatly appreciated. Who's going to tell them? Subterranean civilization as basically subterraneans with that origin. Maybe they're just one layer below. You don't know. Oh, someone's commented that. Look, they live just below you. You're the surface as far as they can tell who is going to go up there. True. Nobody wants to be on the surface. It's a stinky planet. I love laying toll. 1 million tech. What? I bid farewell to this absolute Blasphemous game of full conquest and Grand Admiral, no scaling with broken knights of the toxic god plus pre-bug fix instrument of desire. Covenant. Had to roll back versions to try it out, as I hadn't played it before. So this is fixed, and it's Knights of the Toxic God. They took over the whole galaxy. This is one of their planets. They have 202,000 pops on this planet, with still 2,000 housing, 1 million amenities, 100% stability, and 500,000 of each tech. Not bad. They have 194,000 squires, giving 4,437% efficiency to the knights, where there's 8,100 of them. This was the build, and that's Knights of the Toxic God, yes. Gigacore mod update, Satan is now available. Why? Guess I'm playing tall now. Okay, again. You're trapped by the marauders. Who cares? At least you can actually leave here once you build up, but just tech rush. Tech rush. You're at year 50. Get those planets built up. Keep going down biomorphosis. Get more tech. And when you want to leave, you can. And hopefully you'll leave with a massive army because you've not had to weigh down your economy with fleets. You're just going to have so much tech. Be ahead of everyone. Get orbital rings down. Arc furnaces. Dyson swarms. Terraform the planets like you're doing. You'll be fine. Which is better? The flesh is weak. Synthetic evolution. Engineered evolution. Or mind over matter. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think in general, bio is pretty good if you're biological, but they're all pretty much similar, so it depends what kind of roleplay you're going, what one you want to try out for the fun. Biological is just good because it gives you lots of pop growth speed or pops, which is the main thing. We could have had awesome brain in a jar portrait of Paradox weren't cowards. In Dev Diary 400, the devs revealed we almost got this awesome brain before we got the little dude in the tank, the second pit. No hate for the little dude we have, but I'm mourning the loss of the brain we never got. Maybe they could release it as a little Rick the Cube like DLC, maybe include C6, since console players got an official version of that, while PC only has the achievement preventing mod. And we also got a meme format. Yeah, this needs to be similar to Rick the Cube. This is incredible. This is this is the best portrait of the game if they added it. Like, this is good, but this is better. Getting attacked by space amoeba, realizing it can be pacified. Seeing one follow you home, adopting it and naming it Bubbles. What a great meme format that is too. They have to add it. Upvote. Everyone upvote it quick. I think entropy drinkers might need to be toned down. Dyson Sphere. Base production, 4,000 energy. Federation DAX is 15%. Energy creators, 519%. 24,000 energy. That's pretty good. With absurd leader experience as well as absurd energy generation, I think they need to be turned in. Primarily the counter position currently have 170,000 pops for not being at war once. Should combo quite well with bioreactors and with bioships, perhaps to include anglers for trade value with possibility of Grenier's battle can plant. One quick suggestion would be that the energy credit counter position to change to +1 energy per 100 civilians. The issue with this is it sucks early game, and you're in a massive late game where the numbers don't really matter too much. Well, just enjoy it. It's got to be strong late game because it's definitely not strong early. The Expendable Empire. A race of clones who are just really committed to finding creative ways to die. Oh no. They got Death Cult where they can just sacrifice themselves. And then they have Experimental Sentencing, one of the new civics, where you basically kill the criminals to get tech. Obviously you have clone armies so you can regen really quickly, and some genetic memory and familials so you can get happiness and habitability on all the planets. To be fair, this could be quite a fun build. Just keep murdering yourselves. I should write this down. Just a species that constantly wants to die but to get the buffs from the tech and the death cult. Quite funny. Smart ways to die. 4.0 power creep makes my fleet power look like a phone number. They're 174 years in and they have, is that 30 million? Or 309 million. That's absurd. They did go Knights of the Toxic God, insane science and research a lot of repeatables. They're at CXL of VI. Wow. I don't even know what that number is. Astral DLC in a nutshell. Astral threads maxed. Yes, but if you keep doing the rifts, you'll be able to get more storage and the research speed's not too bad. I think Astral is kind of underrated a bit for tech rushing and stuff like that. It's just annoying to do sometimes, and if you don't get any Astral planes, or the biggest thing that I hate about Astral, your council members can't do the science things, and usually my science chips are the ones that are in the council position, so I never do any of the Astral rifts. Very annoying. Probably should put someone that's not on it, but there we go. Idea posting, a ground combat rework that isn't overly destructive. This is in like every Reddit video, I swear. The objective of this proposed rework is to make ground combat into a more engaging and involved part of the game without requiring an entirely new system, while still allowing players to win by spamming armies and ships if they don't wish to overcomplicate the game, provided they can afford the cost. I like that start. The primary component of my proposal rework is dynamic reinforcement. This is allowing reinforcement mid-battle, but requiring resources and a supply line represented by the presence of transport ships for the attacker and not being blockaded for the defender. This will allow for counterplay from the losing side and the potential for a minor battle to end up a costly slog if the attacker is mismanaged or overstretched. The length of planetary assaults has to be significantly increased and significantly varied based on the planet's population and composition. This is not only to allow reinforcements and relief fleets to arrive, but also to make war score less stupid, as invading developed worlds costs far more time and resources than more sparsely populated worlds. Limited wars will be more limited, or over a few border planets, changing hands, and primarily fleet combat, while total wars will be more total, require multiple armies invading multiple planets simultaneously and allowing for desperate defense of increasingly devastated worlds. Obviously, wars scored for occupation will be more severe, so you don't need to occupy a home world to take a border world. I do like all of those points. I do like them. It is annoying, like if you just do one little war, you need to take everything, which would make then ground combat annoying if you had to take everything, if that makes sense, if it was more complicated. Ideally, the prior change would be accomplished by a rebalance of army stats according to the chart. Armies are expensive and training elite units takes a long time, but elites are capable of potentially taking planets faster, with less devastation, and while causing less war exhaustion. Cheaper units have more HP and do more damage relative to the amount they cost, and are ideal for assaulting multiple planets or hastily recruiting in a crisis. Defense armies are far cheaper than offensive armies, but still cause war exhaustion. Cost for all armies and their reinforcements should be raised to make resource costs a legitimate concern for the attacker. Too long, didn't read. Let reinforcement happen mid-battle, make battles last longer, make resource costs more impactful. Let's have a look at the screenshots. You've got your warships and transports above the planet, and there's damage sustained, estimated damage taken this tick, damage reinforcement this tick, over the people, region, generously capped. If blockaded, no reinforcement. So you need to blockade. Reinforcements should have a cost proportional to their build cost. 50% reinforcement means paying 50% of the cost of the entire army. It just matter. Every assault army needs a transport and orbit to reinforce. So they're basically, you need the fleets above to reinforce. Not enough transports, not all armies reinforced. Bring a blockade even temporarily can significantly lengthen a planetary assault. That's quite annoying though. Difficulties caused by laziness and ineptitude can be overcome by overwhelming resource expenditure. So you'd need more as an attacker. I feel like it's already quite punishing right now. The amount of armies I lose is annoying. Relative time to invade, population, and the time on the other one. 4 to 6 years on a heavily populated world. Like I do get it. I do get it. and they get better. But like, it's already annoying. The armies die so quickly now. If the AI is spam flipping fortresses everywhere, it's so annoying. I don't know. I like how you can bombard to kill them as well. I don't mind the current system. I just don't think it needs changing. Let me know in the comments what you think. The master system, the holy one. Every damn resource except for moats and food. That's a good system, to be fair. Today is when I found out the Eater of Worlds does not respect the concept of a fleet size. Would you like a system-long fleet? Because that's what you get when you get 2,926 Eater of the World ships in one fleet. Beautiful. 836,000. And to end, I guess I'll be playing Tull. They're also trapped as the Mine Wardens. I don't know how this has happened with the Origin. Enjoy it. Go tech crush, get jump drives, and go kill everything. You are 74 years in and only 143 tech, but you do you. It is the true L cluster Origin. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, go watch this video YouTube's recommending you. I'll see you there.